Hey guys, welcome back. Orbomb here. Call me AB. Welcome back to episode 2 of Team Preview. I believe this is episode 2. Yeah. Now, in this series, what I do is I take teams that people give me, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, or in the comments below. I put them on Showdown and I test them out, adjust them if I feel like they need to be adjusted, and give them back to the person that gave it to me. Today, we got my friend's Kelvin's team. He gave me a pretty standard UU team. Now, if you guys like this series, drop a like, subscribe, leave some comments below, give me some teams, and let's get started. Okay, so a solid UU team. We've got a Fortress Blissey core, Max Defense Fortress. He's got Custat Berry so that we can have priority explosion when it comes to that. Stealth Rock, which is great. This team looks pretty hyper offensive. Well, not extremely hyper offensive, but it's offensive for sure. Gyro Ball, Rapid Spin, get rid of hazards. Hazards don't really do terrible to us except for our Mega Beedril, which I'll get there. Up next is Blissey. Leftovers Blissey, Natural Cure. He gave me Toxic, Soft Boil, Flamethrower, and Aromatherapy. No, he gave me Ice Beam. I put in Aromatherapy because I don't want this to get burned. I can play a little bit more risky as long as I have Aromatherapy on me. Natural Cure, Leftovers, Max HP, Max Special Defense. Sheer Force, Choice Scarf, Nidoking, Standard, Sludge Wave, Flamethrower, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Modest. Standard, Life Orb, Alakazam, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast. Standard, Mega Beedril, Max Attack. I gave this guy a Jolly Nature. And Assault Fest Gudra, Max HP, Max Special Attack, Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse, Sludge Wave, Ice Beam. Now, you know what I do, guys. Of course, I want you guys to use a damage calculator to calculate specific things that what can kill, what needs to outspeed, stuff like that. But I go over the viability list. I got the UU viability list open here, and we have a look at what's really good in the tier right now. And so far, these three are problems. As we know from whenever I laddered last time, Choice Scarf and Nidoking does not outspeed an Alakazam, which means we have to find a way to kill Alakazam. I mean, not Alakazam. I'm sorry. I meant Aerodactyl. And this team looks like it could have a huge problem with Aerodactyl. So what I'm going to do is instead of Life Orb Alakazam, I'm going to Focus Sash it because I want to be able to at least get a hit off on the Aerodactyl. Beedrill's fine. Nidoking is fine too. Nidoking and Gudra are very similar. A little bit too similar. But let's go back to the viability list and I'll explain why. Salamence, I'm glad we have Choice Scarf Nidoking for Salamance's Ice Beam, which means that Gudra will not need Ice Beam. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of Ice Beam altogether on Gudra because we have Dragon Pulse already. We don't need Ice type attacks as far as I can tell. But Suicune is here, and for that reason, I am going to want to run Thunderbolt for sure on this guy. I might even run Thunder because I'm not the kind of guy who cares that much about accuracy. But for now, I'll rock with Thunderbolt. Sludge Wave doesn't hit a terribly large amount of Pokemon. I mean, it hits fairies, so I guess I'll keep it for the Florges, but it's not going to do a large amount of Florges because Florges is a special wall and it's a special attack. And Gudra doesn't have the most amount of special attack. It's a pretty good amount, though. Flamethrower, Dragon Pulse. We'll see how many kills we need to secure with Dragon Pulse because I'm thinking running Draco. And honestly, altogether, I would put a completely different Pokemon here. But I'm rocking with this team for now. Let's see. Let's go ahead. I'm not a big fan of Blissey's set, so I like to go to Smogon, the Smogon Pokedex, and look up Pokemon, see recommended sets and all that stuff like that. They usually have stats available for you to check out. Like usually you never really want to run max HP on a Blissey. Like this one right here. Toxic, Flamethrower, Soft Boil, and Heal Bell. It's pretty much the exact same thing I have, but this is an Uber set, so we don't want to look at that. We want to look at UU. So let me pull up the UU set. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Bold so that we can increase his incredibly frail defense. You usually don't want to run both HP and special defense because you already have so much special defense. Yeah, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna keep it for now. We'll rock with it. We could probably surprise some special attackers. Maybe stall out Suicune. Of course, I'm not gonna see how, especially if it's Crocune, but we'll work with it. And sorry guys, I have a lot of tabs open. Look at other things. Fraligator is gonna be a problem. Can we stop Fraligator? We can work with Fraligator. As long as it doesn't have Ice Punch, which we have Gooey on this thing, so that could actually prove to be useful later if we have to sack it. But anyways, I could look at this all I want, but let's just go ahead and find some matches. So I'm going to pause and be right back when you find a match. Alright guys, we're back. Let me just double check. Yeah, we are. Okay, awesome. Alright, cool. This is a pretty cool team. It has a lot of my favorite Pokemon. I absolutely love Trevenant. Huge fan of Honchkrow. Love Mega Ampharos. But what's our win condition here? Let's see. Ice Beam. When a Mega evolves, we can kill with Ice type moves. Ice type moves. Ice type moves. So our Nidoking is actually going to sweep up this team pretty well. We want to set up Stealth Rocks, but we also want to get rid of this Donphan. Donphan's a problem against our team, mainly because Nidoking is weak towards Earthquake. And I want to be able to kill it with an Ice Beam. I think one Ice Beam should kill it, though. Porygon Z is... I don't know if that's going to be Scarf or Specs, but either way, it's a threat. We do have 2 special walls to stop it. This thing shouldn't be too much of a problem. What's a threat to our team? This thing is a threat, but it's special. So this thing, if it gets Moxie Boost, it could prove to be a problem. Alakazam is Focus Sashed, so we could do some work against this team. So let's go ahead. Let's just start with our rocks. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, he starts with Donphan, as expected. He's probably going to start with his own rocks. In that case, I am going to go straight into Nidoking. I don't think there's a possibility of him going for Earthquake turn 1. I'm trying to think if there's a better play. It looks like Nidoking is my best play because I want to kill this thing. And as far as I know, I believe Ice Beam, Sheer Force Ice Beam should be able to OHKO it. Nothing here wants to take an Ice Beam. Even this Rotom doesn't like Ice Beam that much. So I'm gonna go straight for Ice Beam because I don't play with threats. But Stealth Rocks are up, which means we have to get rid of them right away. I mean, not right away. Beedril doesn't like to take 25% from Stealth Rocks. Beedrill's not going to be doing terribly much. Man, the metagame really did its best to work around Beedril just because it's such a threat. And, oh, it doesn't OHKO. That OHKOs, though. Okay, that could be a problem. I even gave it Modest. I thought it would OHKO. I'm actually going to check I should have done this before I did anything else, but I'm going to check the damage calc. I'm going to not Life Orb, but I'm going to say Scarf. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter what the item is. Versus Donphan. Because I'm really interested in what it would do. Ice Beam. Yeah, Ice Beam doesn't kill. If it's not Assault Vested. Is it Assault Vest? What item? It's Leftovers. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't kill. Good to know. But I can revenge it with an Alakazam. Really, I can go for any attack I want. What would be the best? Because I'm assuming he'd want to preserve this thing for the Rapid Spin. So if he were to switch, what would he switch into? Maybe Porygon Z. Who's a really good special wall here? I could just go straight for Shadow Ball and hope he doesn't go for Porygon Z. Which, I mean, I don't see why he would unsafely switch in your sweeper. And Shadow Ball to stop that Trevenant. So I'm just gonna go straight for a Shadow Ball here. Let's see. He goes for Trevenant. Awesome. That doesn't do much at all though. But I get the special defense drop, which is great. So I'm gonna go for another Shadow Ball. That's lucky on my part. Another Shadow Ball will get. I believe it'll get really close to killing it if it doesn't kill it. And I'm Focus Sash, so I could go for it again. He's going for Honchkrow. Alright, cool. Now this thing could Sucker Punch me, which is not okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use this time to Rapid Spin. Now he has Trevenant, which is not really a good thing. So I'm actually, instead of Rapid Spinning, I'm probably going to go straight for the rocks myself. He goes for Roost. Okay, so yeah, he's probably going to predict me to Rapid Spin. So I'm going to go straight for my own rocks. No, he went straight for the Brave Bird, and it did a lot of damage. I'm surprised. Alright, so I definitely want to keep this thing around, so I don't want it to die right now. So I'll outspeed it, and I'll go for Goodra. So, I mean, I won't outspeed it, but I'll give it a Gooey will make it to where I can outspeed it with Goodra, and then I could just hit it with a Dragon Pulse from the looks of it. Oh, wait a minute, that just O-code me. Oh, it's because it's Life Orb. I forgot. That's my bad. And he's got the Moxie Boost now, which is a problem. What to do here? The Sucker Punch will kill, so I'm going to go for Alakazam. Now, we're not down and out yet. We still have Beedrill. Dazzling Gleam, of course. I probably should have seen that coming, but that's fine. Now, I never claim to be the best battler, but I do definitely try my best. Let's see. His best switch in here would probably be, yeah, the Porygon. This thing tells me that it's Scarfed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Toxic this thing because I can stall it out with Blissey perfectly fine. I don't care what attack he goes for. And then this is a free Toxic on any of his Pokemon, which, you know, won't be the best for him. Okay, no hazards, which is what I wanted. All right, I'm gonna go for Toxic. I mean, not hazards, no status. Yep, there we go. It's a free Toxic on his part. He's probably going to Rapid Spin here. And I believe that once again... Oh, wait a minute. I can't go into... Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to Soft Boil. Actually, never mind. I was going to Flamethrower, but never mind. Yeah, he did that. That's what I thought. All right. I don't have any flying types to dodge the Earthquake. I don't have enough physical walls either, so I should have gone for Flamethrower there. I was going to go for Flamethrower, but hey, I didn't do it fast enough. Earthquake will definitely kill me. I wanted the Rocks up, but I might have to sacrifice Fortress. Well, I don't really have to sacrifice Fortress. Assuming if Fortress can survive this Earthquake, I'll get the Custap Berry, and then I'll be able to go for my own. Oh no, he double switches. Perfect. Not really, but like, it's better than what it was. He's probably gonna go for Trick here. I'm assuming this thing's choice in some fashion, and that's why he brought it in on Blissey, because you would never bring in a special attacker on a Blissey. So he's probably gonna Trick here. Let's see what he goes for. He goes for Volt Switch. All right. So now he's just chipping away at my team. This guy's clearly got the advantage. Well, he goes for Ampharos. I wonder why. I am just going to take this time to Toxic. This is a free Mega Evolution for him. He might use Agility here, which could prove to be a problem, but I'm also a Blissey. I can definitely stall it out. And I think he knows this. Oh, no, never mind. Focus. Yeah, that Focus Blast, it can hit me if it wants. It's not going to matter. I'm just going to Soft Boil here. Watch me eat up this Focus Blast. It's a shame that he missed, but it's alright. Now, my game plan here, because I want the sweep with Beedrill. I could really, it's not terribly hard to get it. I want to get some damage on that Rotom. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I'm just going to go for another Soft Boil. I want the Porygon Z to be dead because I believe the Porygon Z is scarfed. I believe this thing is specs. Alright. See, it only does 31%. There's absolutely nothing he can do. I could take 2. In fact, I'm going to go for another Toxic, predicting him to switch because he's taking too much damage now. I really... let's see what he goes for. He goes for Rotom. Awesome. Now, he's probably going to Trick here. I Toxic is the most important thing, so honestly, I could be Scarfed or Specked into Soft Boil and be perfectly okay. Because nothing else in his team wants to do damage to me. Yeah, that's fine. Like I just said, it doesn't matter. Let him do what he wants. I'll just keep soft boiling. I got a pretty good speed too. It's not like I'm super slow. Now that I'm Scarfed, I should actually be able to outspeed a lot of his Pokemon. Now what's he gonna do against a Trevenant? I mean, what is a Trevenant gonna do against me? Excuse me. I could go for Fortress here. I don't know, he's probably going to do some sort of hazard. And if he can get me low enough, I could get the Custap Berry and go for Stealth Rock again. Because at this point, Donphan's going to die. So I'm just going to go for Fortress. See what happens. He goes for Leech Seed. No, I have the Custap Berry, for sure. So I'm just going to go for Stealth Rock because I want that extra damage on the Rotom. And awesome. Perfect. And now, kill me. That's perfectly fine. I think this is a free Mega Evolution too. He could Wisp me. I'm actually going to damage calc this. Let's say Mega Beedril versus Trevenant. I'm going to see Status Absorber, maybe. Poison Jab will do about 71 to 84%. How much is I think that's a dead Trevenant, honestly. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's do it. I mean, he's definitely not any sort of Scarfed. Yeah, the only problem is taking all this damage. I don't like it at all. Now that the Stealth Rock is up, I think it's up. I can't tell. I thought I put it up. Yeah, it should be up. He's gonna want to have that Donphan in, which I can just protect, stall out the Toxic, and the same thing with these guys. I can actually stall out the Toxic on these two, so I can kill them faster. This Porygon Z is such a threat, though. But I have to like Porygon Z needs to be taken care of by Blissey. Now I can't Rapid Spin anymore with Beedrill, so I have to work something out with this. I don't know what I'm going to do against that Porygon Z besides stall it out. Okay, that's a dead Porygon Z. He probably predicted me to protect, but I'm not going to protect when I'm already faster than you. Which is great about being timid. But now he probably knows that I'm timid. Rotom Heat. He's not Scarfed or Specs anymore. Let me check the damage calc again. He was Specs, so Rotom Heat, so Rotom-H. He was Scarf, so you choice Scarf. Poison Jab does 98%, 83 to 98%, and he took all that Stealth Rock damage, which is why I wanted Stealth Rocks up. And that's a dead Rotom Heat. See, Beedrill, you guys need to understand that when it comes to playing Pokemon, you can be down and out of the match. What matters is if you made the situation happen for you to win. And that's what I was trying my best to do here. I made it to where all of his Pokemon would be weak enough to die to Mega Beedrill. Let me check. Mega Ampharos. It's just use UU Agility, UU All Out Attacker, because he has Focus Blast. Drill Run does 68, so does Poison Jab. Man, that's crazy. They do the same amount. Let me go ahead and protect, because I don't trust, even though, yeah, I can kill it, but I'm just going to protect anyways. He goes for Thunderbolt. And there you go. Now that should be a free kill with Joe has low accuracy. I'm going to go for Poison Jab. Accuracy matters. And that's a dead. The crit didn't matter, as we just saw through the damage calc. And that's game, guys. Did he leave? Yeah, he just left, I think. Yeah, I guess that's game. I'm going to claim victory. And, oops, sorry about that. All right, I will be right back. Once I win this match, we'll find another one. All right, guys, should be back. Let me just go ahead and double check. Awesome. Now we won. Now let's go ahead and adjust this team real quick. Now, of course, that was my fault. Needle King died. He didn't get to put in that much work. Alakazam is actually not the best. It didn't do enough damage. I mean, Alakazam and Goodra are both Pokemon that don't really need to be in this team. They don't synergize as well as you would expect. There's a lot of different options. Like, we could actually have a bulky Arcanine in this team. We could have Flash Fire on it, Intimidate if we want to lower attack, which would be great for Pokemon like Salamence. We want to be able to spread burns. Extreme Speed is nice. No, of course I'm going to say Lucario because Lucario's bae, honestly. But Lucario's Extreme Speed, Swords Dance, it's a great setup Pokemon. Chandelure is a great Pokemon to have specs. Chestnut's great for setting up spikes and all that good jazz. Darmanitan's a great Scarfer or Banded. Is great Banded also, I should say. What else is great? We don't really need Sticky Web in this team. It's pretty awesome so far. Haxorus is a great Pokemon to use Dragon Dance with and all that good jazz. Honchkrow is awesome to have Life Orbed. If you want more damage output, these are just some Pokemon I'm just suggesting. Let's see. Sharpedo is a great late game sweeper with Protect. My biggest thing though in this team is I want a physical wall. Now I said a physical wall that could eat up earthquakes, but honestly I want a wall that can burn. And I'm trying to think of one besides. I'm thinking Arcanine. I also want someone that levitates in this team or flies or something that could dodge earthquakes and hit fast. I'm thinking Arcanine, honestly. I like Goodra. Alakazam. Like Alakazam niche. I'm not exactly seeing his niche in the tier. In this team. I'm not saying in the tier because Alakazam is a great Pokemon, but in this team I'm not exactly seeing what he can do to benefit us. But then again, I'm feeling the same way about Goodra because we already have this massive special wall right here. We don't really need an Assault Vest Goodra. So what we can do is we can give Energy Ball to Alakazam over Dazzling Gleam, so that way we can hit Suicunes. And then Goodra, we can put in. Who can we put in for Goodra? Now, of course, this isn't my team, so I don't have his mindset, but I'm just working with it with the best ability I can. So what I'm gonna do for Goodra is I'm gonna go ahead and put an Arcanine. I'm gonna make a bulky Arcanine set. It's one of my favorite sets, anyways. So I might be a little biased there. Rocky Helm, I'm going to put leftovers because we should get health. Intimidate for sure. Willow. Morning Sun for recovery. Extreme Speed. And here, we can actually use this. We can use this slot as a coverage move for any Pokemon that we actually have trouble with. I'm trying to think of. We could actually put Wild Charge here. We have a pretty decent attack stat. I mean, 256 uninvested. That's nothing to laugh at. I'm going to put in Flare, obviously Flare Blitz for now. If we feel like we're having troubles with specific Pokemon, sorry for all the noise, guys. If we feel like we're having troubles with specific Pokemon, we could actually change it up. Impish Nature, of course. 248 HP. And once again, we can actually change up. This is all just a test. Remember that. This isn't a final draft. This is me working with it. 248 HP, max defense. We'll do some attack. We want 248. We want an odd number because we want an odd number so that we take less damage from stealth rocks. Beedril does great because now we can absorb fire types moves. If we feel like we need to completely absorb them, we can add flash fire. But he's pretty solid. He's got a pretty good amount of HP, a pretty decent special defense, nothing to laugh at. I'm gonna exile this. And a lot of physical defense. So he's actually a great Darmanitan counter too. I liked Fortress. Custap Berry is amazing. I love Custap Berry on him. And let's just go ahead and find another match. I guess I'll be back whenever we find one. All right, we should be back. And look, it's like all the Pokemon I was just talking about. I love these three. They make a great team together. We got Mega Bayonet, which is a problem because Destiny Bond and Priority and Eviolite or Hyperior. We don't have knockoff on this team, but we can work with it. We have Energy Ball, so we have to save Energy Ball for the Hyperior. So we can't let Alakazam die. It's still Focus Sash, which is great. Probably a Mega Heracross. Oh no, not Mega Heracross, just a Choice Heracross. It does get Moxie after all. Our win condition here is probably going to be Nidoking again because we can Earth Power this, assuming it's not Scarfed. If it is Scarfed, we have to kill it with Arcanine. Nidoking can also Ice Beam this, Ice Beam this. So we have Nidoking can take care of these three. Alakazam can take care of these three actually. So let's keep these two alive. It doesn't look like he has any way to get rid of Hazard, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with Fortress. And, alright, let's let the match begin. He's got Heavy. Oh, bro, by the way, Kelvin, you forgot to nickname your Pokemon. It's pretty important. I don't want to be the one that nicknames your Pokemon. You got to do it yourself, man. He's going to Spike here. I can't break our Focus Sash because of this. Spike isn't the worst. I'm just gonna go ahead and Stealth Rock. He can't do much to me. He could Leech Seed me. That's like the worst he can do. And goes from Bayonet. This gives him a free Mega Evolution, which is annoying, but that's fine. I'm gonna go for Arcanine here. He can't Will-O-Wisp me, and I can Will-O-Wisp him, which would be great. Get the Intimidate drop. He went for Taunt. Nice. I'm just going to Flare Blitz, though. He went for Cotton Guard? Okay. I got the burn. Oh, God. All right. I feel bad for that, but he has a Cotton Guard Bayonet. I'm not a fan. I wonder what he's going to go for. I think I actually just have to stay in here. That's a pretty high attack stat that I can't do much about. I'm just gonna keep Flare Blitzing. I mean, Leftovers is I'm barely doing anything back to him, and he doesn't have any recovery that I know of. He's gonna knock off my Leftovers here. Dang it! I was just talking about my recovery. All right, let's Flare Blitz again. I mean, he doesn't have a safe switch in except for Rhydon. So once he goes for he has Pain Split. Oh, I like this guy. He has a pretty cool team. He's going to taunt me. But let's test out if he actually taunts me. If he does taunt me, next time my taunt wears off, I can switch that turn. Oh, he doesn't taunt me. Cool. He's going to keep Pain Splitting. And he might have Shadow Sneak. He has Pain Split, Cotton Guard, Knockoff. Shadow Sneak seems like a last great attack. I want my Custap Berry. He's going to keep Pain Splitting, though. What's a way out of this situation? He's going to break my Sash if I go in Alakazam with Pain Split. I need Nidoking and Alakazam to be safe. Who do I not need against this team? Wait a minute. I don't need Fortress because I already set up rocks. And I do want Rapid Spin, but I don't need it that bad. I'm going to go into Fortress. Now I can actually explode, and it would give me a safe switch into any one of my Pokemon, really. I'm just going to keep going for Gyro Ball, though. He only has so many Pain Splits. He's on a Con Guard again. That's cute. I'm just so afraid of him like doing so much damage to my Nidoking that I can't sweep with him later. He has Sucker Punch on this thing, and I have to make sure that that doesn't affect me. Let's see. Who has the lowest HP? 303, 251, 271. Alakazam has the lowest HP. I'm going to keep going with Gyro Ball. This is a pretty tough situation, actually. He went for Taunt again, that's fine. His Too Spooky for You is going to die eventually. Even if it's super stally. Like, hopefully I can get a crit. He's going to go for Pain Split now, but there's not much I can do about it. So maybe I can get a crit with Gyro Ball so I can get past that defense boost. Because if you guys don't know, when you crit a Pokemon, it doesn't matter what they did to increase their stats. It won't matter at all. You'll go right past it. Yeah, I guess he's stuck in a situation now. Come on, Fortress, you got this. Alright, that should... No, it's not going to kill. Hazards are up now, so he can't come back into this thing at all. Alright, that's dead. Now Fortress is a safe sack. But it's a safe sack later. I mean, unless he switches into... Oh, that's awesome. Oh, he's trying to pick up the kill, though. Yeah, he's just trying to pick up the kill. I'm going directly into Arcanine. Because he wants that Moxie boost, so I gotta make sure he gets out of there. Or he doesn't get it. Give him that Intimidate drop. He went for Brave Bird. That did a lot of damage. He can keep taking damage, though. I'm gonna go for Morning Sun here. Hopefully he goes for it again, and there's no min-max, and then I can Extreme Speed him next turn. He went for Sucker Punch. Nice. Alright. I'm going... Should I Willow? He might Sucker Punch again. I'm going to Willow. I haven't revealed the Willow yet. Willow does a lot to his team. Oh, I outspeed him too. And he went for Taunt. Nice. Check it, check it, check it, check it. But he's probably going to Sucker Punch me again. But Extreme Speed out-prioritizes Sucker Punch, so it would fail. Oh, he went for Brave Bird. That's fine. I love Defensive Arcanine. It's such a great Pokemon. Anyways, I killed that. So what's next? Heracross is next. I think he might Rock Blast. I want to save this sack for the Darmanitan because I want to know what it's going to go into. I could just Flare Blitz it. What is he going to do? He's probably going to Earthquake. I need the Intimidate drop. I need the Intimidate drop. He might get Moxie boost, but that's fine as long as I get the Intimidate drop. I need to know what he gets locked into. Oh, he has Close Combat. Let's see if he gets the Moxie boost. He gets Burn. Oh, he's Guts. Oh, no. I don't like the sound of that at all. I outspeed it. He has a drop. Alakazam is great here, actually. I can Psychic anything. And even if he isn't like, even if he is, no, he's not Scarfed, he's Flame Orbed. I just saw that. Never mind. I'm going to go for Psychic here. Psychic kills these two. I outspeed the Rhydon, and I can go for Energy Ball. And then Psychic will do a lot of damage to Darmanitan. So this is just checkmate at this point. Yeah, he had to sack it, which is great. Let's go. I can go right back into Arcanine for the Intimidate. Intimidate is so important, especially right now. See, he takes 25% from rocks. I go into Arcanine. I Intimidate drop him. So no matter what attack he goes for, unless it gets a crit, it's not going to kill. He's going for Rock Slide. See, and that does 39%. Now, sadly, I don't have... he's choiced into that now, so I can switch in anything that will not die to it. With the Intimidate drop, I think it's safe to go for Nidoking here. I want to keep the Intimidate. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to go into Nidoking. He resisted, and then I could just go for a free Sludge Wave. I could go for Earth Power, though. Earth Power will do a lot of damage to that Rhyperior. I'm going to go for Earth Power. It might not. It's not going to kill the Chesnaught, but the Chesnaught's not a terrible issue. And this gives me a free chance to heal up my Arcanine from what I can tell. It's 249 max speed. I'm 226. So I should outspeed this guy. I want to heal him up. I just want to make sure that Arcanine is at high as health as possible. He went for Rock Tomb. Nice. That actually slows me down. That was a great play. Rock Tomb does 60, I believe, and increases to 90. Drain Punch is 75, so it's going to do less. Oh, Drain Punch will do a little bit more damage. I could Willow here. Not a big fan of that. I'm just going to go... Should I sacrifice? I don't know if I should sacrifice this thing, because it's proven to be super useful. He doesn't have any more special attackers, so I'm going to have to sack my Blissey at some point. I'm going to sack it now, because I need to make sure that he gets another Intimidate drop, and I want Arcanine to be max speed. He went for Payback. Interesting. I don't know if there's anything this thing can do to me, honestly. He's probably going to go for a Fighting type move here. I'm going to get the Intimidate drop, and then that should be perfectly fine for me to go ahead and heal up with Morning Sun. Yeah, there we go. Now I outspeed it, unless he's max speed for some reason. Now I'm going to go for Morning Sun. That'll get all my HP back, or 50% of it back, I should say. And I can go for it probably twice. What's he going to go for? He went for Rock Tomb and missed. That's fine. I'm going to go... Oh, he forfeited. Yeah. See, he was stuck there. I was outplaying him. So we're going to go ahead and find one more match. Alright, guys. We found another battle against Percy Fowl. It's a great name. Oh, it's a Noivern. I haven't seen one of those in a while. Okay, this guy's got Sticky Web, which is a problem for our team because our team's really fast. We have to keep Fortress alive to stop that Sticky Web. But... I think Arcanine is a solid start here. He'll probably start with Azelf to get his hazards up and explode probably, but I can Intimidate the explosion. Well, I say that now, but maybe Beedril is the best bet. Because Beedril will kill this thing. Well, yeah, it'll probably kill this thing. It'll definitely kill this thing. It's probably going to set up hazards, though. It can do a lot of damage to this. It can do a lot of damage to that. I'm going to... what's our win condition, though? Alakazam has Focus Blast for this, Psychic for this. What else does it have? A Psychic for this too, Shadow Ball for this. This guy has a pretty solid team. I can't exactly break it with one Pokemon. So I'm going to have to play around his team. So I am going to start with breaking sashes of my own with Fortress. And let's see what he does. He starts with Galvantula as expected. If my team is slowed down a bit, it's going to be a problem for Beedril for sure. I want to make sure I have Rapid Spin, but I'm going to go for Stealth Rock now because I need to break sashes. A lot of these things have sashes, and he doesn't have a Defogger in his team as far as I can tell. So once my rocks are up, they're up, and that's going to help us tremendously in this match. So even if we get slowed down, as long as we have all this extra damage being taken care of, we can take care of his team. Because we still have Focus Sash on the Alakazam. So Stealth Rocks won't affect us because of Magic Guard if he sets those up at any point, which might be either his Azelf or his Infernape. But I'm very confused why you would have two lead Pokemon in the same team. Maybe this guy doesn't set up Sticky Web and he's playing the bluff. Nope, he switches directly into Infernape, which is great because that gives me a free chance to switch into Arcanine, which I can get the Intimidate drop. I can E-Speed it. I can Morning Sun if he goes for close combat. He goes for Fire Punch, which does absolutely nothing because I'm an Arcanine. Now, I'm going to predict him to switch here, but the problem is, what is he going to switch into? Either Noivern or Sharpedo. Flare Blitz will still do about as much as Extreme Speed will do if resisted, because after stab and all that good jazz. But Flare Blitz gives me recoil. So maybe it's best if I just go ahead and go for Extreme Speed. Yeah, I'm going to go for E-Speed. I want to Will-O-Wisp something, but the only thing that really needs to be wisped is that Sharpedo. And he goes directly into Azelf, which is great news. I don't know what he's going to do. It doesn't matter what he does. I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz. Because as nice as the Extreme Speed is, he's not a huge win condition. Because as long as Sticky Web doesn't show up, Beedrill is going to be one win condition, and so is Alakazam. So I can play a little bit more riskier with Arcanine. And the Flare Blitz is going to one-shot this Azelf. He's going to outspeed me, though, so he's going to set up whatever he needs to set up first. He also has no ghost types for me to not be able to Rapid Spin. So as long as, like, against that Sharpedo I can Rapid Spin, against anything I can Rapid Spin. Well, then again, he's going to set up his rocks, which is going to break my Sturdy. So I can't really set up against everything. But I can definitely set up against his Roserade as long as it doesn't have Hidden Power Fire. And against his Sharpedo. And probably against his Galvantula, too. Yeah, he sets up Stealth Rocks, and then that's a dead. Oh, it's not dead. But it'll be dead after I use Extreme Speed. Arcanine has become such a clutch for this team. I definitely recommend adding Arcanine for this team in the end over Goodra. Because Goodra's nice. Goodra has Gooey. But we already have such an incredibly fast team that it's only going to help us so much. All right, he has Sharpedo. So I'm going to go for Wisp here. Because I'll definitely be able to tank anything he goes for. He probably doesn't know I'm defensive yet. He probably thinks I'm like Expert Bell or something, but he protects here. Okay, so now he knows I'm defensive. He now knows I'm going to go for Wisp. So I have no reason to not spam Will-O-Wisp, so I'm just going to keep spamming Will-O-Wisp because Will-O-Wisp is going to be chip damage on anybody. And not on Infernape, but I can still E-Speed the Infernape, and I can tank anything Infernape wants to go for. Close combat might be an issue, but it shouldn't be that big of an issue. What else do I need to do here? Yeah, he's a Mega Sharpedo. And no flinch, awesome. I didn't get the flinch, which means he gets burned. He's going to do less damage with his Waterfall. It's going to do about 30%. It's definitely not going to do more than 40, so I'm just going to Morning Sun here. I'm going to stall him out with Morning Sun, and eventually I'm going to E-Speed him to finish him off. Depending on how much damage he does here, I might have to switch out at some point, because now I have a safe switch to most of my Pokemon. And actually, now is the best time to switch into Fortress. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into Fortress instead of do that, because now, since he's going to do a lot less damage, is a great time for me to Rapid Spin away these Stealth Rocks. See, that only does 13% to my Fortress, and then I can just Rapid Spin here, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Rapid Spin, with the Stealth Rocks gone, Arcanine will not take 25%. Beedril will not take 25%, and nobody else will take chip damage, which is great. Now, Gyro Ball is definitely going to kill it, considering how fast Sharpedo is after the speed boost. That was a crit, but now I have my Custap Berry, which is great, which gives me a free explosion on any of these Pokemon, including that Galvantula, which I really hope comes in. Because at this point, I don't think either Noivern or Infernape is fast enough. Perfect, I can just kill this Infernape right now, which is a huge threat out of the way. Hopefully, I mean, considering hopefully Explosion will kill it. And a Custap Berry Explosion, dead Infernape, perfect. I love Custap Berry on Fortress. It works out way too well. Now, he has safe switches into all of his Pokemon. I don't have anything that can one-shot the majority of his Pokemon. Nidoking can actually flamethrower the Galvantula, which is great news, and he forfeits. All right, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and call that an episode. We got in 3 solid matches. This is a pretty good team. I'm not gonna lie. It's got your standard UU Pokemon. I added Arcanine over Goodra. Defensive Arcanine really does well with your Blissey. Fortress is great, especially with the Custap Berry and Explosion, and Alakazam could use probably a little bit more power. Okay, your questionable Pokemon is definitely Alakazam. You might want a really, really fast Pokemon over Alakazam, but Alakazam does great for sweeping, as we saw, late game sweeping. We want a little bit more chip damage in this team. But overall, after adding the Arcanine, the team worked a lot better. So thank you, Kelvin, for sending me a team. If you guys like the series, drop a like, subscribe if you want. Leave me your teams in the comments. I'll be sure to test them out. And yeah, later.